What's up, my friend? Today is a good day. We have more videos about Europeans in America realizing the US is an amazing country and most likely the media lies to all of us. Well, I guess we shall see. So, before I go into that, just one thing. Don't forget to leave a like. If you subscribe, you make my day. And by the way, nowadays you can also hype a video. Helps a lot. Please do it. Let's take a look at this one.
Would you ever move to America?
Yeah.
No. Never. No.
No interest in moving there. It's a complete hole.
No, because I am transgender.
You'd step over there and you already lose like 10 of the rights that you have here.
It's a
What about the right to shut up?
disgusting place. They've got no NHS whatsoever. It's an absolute dump.
That guy lives in the UK, my friends. Probably, right? And he's talking trash about the US. That's like me driving a Chrysler and saying that a BMW is bad. You know what I mean? Come on, be real. Be real, my friends.
They've got no NHS whatsoever.
Actually, I end up realizing that comparison is not fair. Chrysler is much better than the UK. I'm sorry.
It's an absolute dump.
The
Yeah,
second you make any
stay there.
decent money in Australia, you become the enemy. From your neighbours, to the taxman, to the cops, so-called friends. Australia has the worst tall poppy syndrome in the whole world. When I bought my first
Maybe the guy was from Australia. Either way, my friends, the comparison still makes sense.
Lamborghini in Australia, everybody hated me. The people driving next to me would give me dirties. They'd hate seeing someone more successful. Now, when I moved to America, it was the complete opposite. People used to roll down their windows and be like, "Hey, dude, nice car. How did you
Hell
get
yeah,
that? What do you do
brother."
for work?" They were positive, and they always wanted to have a chat to know what I was doing, how I achieved that. The experience was completely different. I prefer to be around a
Because most Americans have a winner mentality. That's the reality. Did I say winner? The pronunciation was good on that. Because never mind.
environment that is positive and that celebrates wins rather than thrives off jealousy and envy.
Right, I'm in America as an English lad, and we just found a bloody yellow bus. Look at that. Tell me
Look
that's not
at
from
that.
the movies. Adam Sandler, if you see this, please.
I have a selfie with a yellow bus. And I'm a bit embarrassed by that. But whatever.
Give me a message and we'll do a collab. Oh my God, we're actually entering a yellow bloody bus.
Wait. No way.
Oh my God. Let's see if it looks like the movies. No way. Oh my God. We made it live. We're inside a yellow bus in America. Yes, come on. That's one off the bucket list. Here we go.
See, my friends, this is the type of people I like.
Get in. We've done it. Right, let's get out. Right, that
Good.
happened. Yellow bus in America.
I'm currently here in Miami, Florida, and it's made me realize how depressing the UK actually is. Here in America, in Miami, everyone is super happy, proud of their country, it's good weather, everyone's grinding,
Well, the weather was okay, to be fair there. But I understand this point.
making content, trying to make money, become successful. There's no drive in the UK for that. Everyone's working Monday to Friday, going out on the weekends, spunking their wages, going to the pub. Whereas here, no one cares if you're making content, you're not getting judged, no one's hating on you behind your back. Everyone's actually just trying to help you. They want to do it with you, they want to get involved, they want to collaborate. Whereas in the UK, if you're doing what I'm doing right now, you're just going to get judged for it. Whereas here, it's almost like you're living in like a film. Like everyone's just happy, trying to just make it work, become successful. The hustle culture here is so different.
It's big, yeah.
And how can you hate on this? Like, look, it's just...
Nah, it's beautiful. I would love to visit Florida one day, my friends. Me and Sarah are trying to be back in America this year. I'm not sure if it will be possible. Some problems end up appearing in the last couple of days. Nothing bad, to be honest with you, my friends, don't worry. But we are trying to make it possible. And I was thinking about this the other day. I know American history is complex. There is the history of Native Americans. It is a complex history, to be fair. But big part of the way America ended up, becoming America, well, it was basically a lot of Europeans tired of Europe that end up going to a new land, searching for alternative, basically. So that's why I think America will forever be quite different and more open-minded in a way, specific even in terms of economy. The way America works is so different than what we do here, and I prefer the American way.
Sunny, everywhere's beautiful, the people are nice, they walk down the street, they compliment you, they ask how your day's been, they compliment your outfit, what you're wearing, what you look like. I can't remember the last time I even walked down the street in the UK and even spoke to a stranger, whereas here, I do it probably about 10 times a day.
I feel really sorry for Americans because of the fact they don't get to experience what it feels like to be a British teen wanting so desperately to be an American. I
was a bit afraid of this one for a moment, but I guess we are good.
was so desperate to be an American as a child. I perfected my American accent because all you'd see was these TV shows that had amazing American accents that you just fell in love with. They had Jolly Ranchers and Nerds and Captain Crunch for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, my friends. This may shock a bunch of people, but I don't see differences in terms of accents, basically. Since my English is probably, I have a Russian accent, is what you guys say. When an Australian speaks, when a Canadian speaks, when an American speaks, when a British speak, British sometimes I realize, to be fair, but the others I have no idea. Can you guys tell the difference between all the accents? I'm curious about this because I can't, so.
And Nerds and Captain Crunch for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I dreamed of that life. And Americans just get to live it. They don't have the gratitude that I truly had as a child because all I wanted to be was American. I wanted to experience a road trip down the long roads of Texas that took 12 hours. I wanted to experience that Cali summer beach babe vibe. I wanted to be on the surfboards with the Americans who were just opening cans of Sprite and celebrating 4th of July with their friends. That is something that Americans will truly never understand.
Folks,
I think some Americans understand, to be fair.
Europeans never believed in the American dream, but right now those who have visited the US currently are saying the American dream is alive, and most of them want to move to the United States. And you know why? Because they feel the US has opportunities that they can explore to better themselves in life compared to what they experience in Europe or Australia. Anyway, let's get into these clips.
I mean, the reality is America have a huge problem with illegal immigration, right? With immigration in general, I would say. And there is a reason for that. And I'm not trying to be political here, of course, but there is a reason for that. I mean, a lot of people want to enter America. It is what it is, my friends. It's a great country. That's why so many people want to move there. Stats don't lie.
Moving to America will genuinely change your life for the better. I moved from England 4 years ago, and since moving here, I get to see what is possible in life. People are doing the craziest things, earning the maddest amounts of money. There's freedom. People will literally quit their job and just move to a different state the next day like it's wild. In England, I know people that have lived in the same house for 40 years, and that is...
He's just one of the many Europeans who feel like the United States offers the opportunities that Europeans will need to better their lives. Before, most Europeans thought that the US is just a bad place that they can never come or rather explore their dreams. But right now, after the...
Sorry, but the thing about America being so big is an amazing thing in the sense that it's like a bunch of countries inside of one, because at the end of the day, states are very different. But all of you guys speak the same language, and I think that's and share a big part of the cultures, and I think that makes America basically unbeatable. Here in Europe, the European Union historical started to put some balance in the economy, in the sense that they realize that we cannot compete with the US if we don't unite. But the European Union does not work that well, And one of the reasons, I think, is the language, to be fair. Me versus a French guy, we don't share culture, my friends. Even the language is so different, And I think that's a big advantage for Americans.
US is just a bad place that they can never come or rather explore their dreams. But right now, after the World Cup, everything is changing, and Europeans out there are saying America is the next place for them to explore their dreams. To them, it's heavenly. It's just everything for their economic life.
The same house that they grew up in. They were born in that house. How mad is that? Genuinely, people will fill you with encouragement. They'll check on you to see how you're doing, and that's not from a jealousy point of view. That's because they genuinely want you to succeed. Also, imagine you're living in a country where it's cold, grey, raining. Everyone's doing the same thing day in, day out. Every weekend they're going to the same places, same restaurants, same bars. Bro, you can move away from that and you can experience a whole different culture. I'm in Arizona, yeah? Hot as balls.
Arizona.
Yeah? But I can, in 6 hours, be in California, in 3 hours, be in Mexico, in like 8 hours, be in Utah, Colorado, all these places.
One thing I'm learning from these Europeans visiting the United States is that they just love the freedom that the US offers. The flexibility of one moving from one job to another while still earning a lot of money is what most Europeans want. The rigidity in the European economy is the most thing that all of them want to avoid, and that's why they're calling on other Europeans to move to the United States, because it offers opportunities. The weather is nice compared to the UK, for example, and I'm loving it because Europeans are realizing fast and that the stereotypes they held regarding the United States, they are no longer.
Sorry, let me go back here a bit. I would say a couple of things here, and I guess the guy also said that it's not just about money, my friends. Freedom is something that has no price, you know, and I guess you guys know that very well. There is so many things you can do in America that you can't do in Europe or other continents, to be fair, that I hope America never changes, you know, and freedom of speech is the most important thing, you know, no doubt about that.
That is nice compared to the UK, for example, and I'm loving it because Europeans are realizing fast and that the stereotypes they held regarding the United States, they are no longer applicable because America is so great, has many opportunities compared to what Europe can offer to Europeans.
Fair.
I can do that just by driving. In England, I could drive from Manchester to London, and don't get me wrong, I love London. But nothing really changes apart from the people. It's the same, yeah? And I think that goes for anything. If you're in your comfort zone and you've lived in the same place for years, make that move. Maybe it's not America. Maybe it's somewhere in Europe that's easier to move to. But if you're stuck in a rut, get out of it and watch your life grow.
What this gentleman is alluding to is that the United States offers opportunities greater than what is available in Europe, and thus most of them, after experiencing the American dream, they say the American dream is alive and they want to move to the United States.
And the other thing is, my friends, I think the UK, and I know America and the UK have a strong relationship, right? But you guys probably know this also. The UK is a really bad example right now in Europe. They have so many problems. The list is so long that I will waste 10 minutes sharing with you, my friends. But think about this. I believe in the last 7 years, they had 5 or 6 presidents, you know. So basically, no one is able to deal with the real problems there, and they keep changing and changing and changing, and they don't find any solutions, and things are getting bad and bad and bad over time. Look, it is what it is. My country has a lot of problems, but comparing with the UK, I think we are doing much, much better. But that's why I think it's so stupid when we see British people talking trash about the US. Come on, be real.
The American dream, they say the American dream is alive and they want to move to the United States.
You've all
heard from them from these clips that they love America, they want the American dream, and America is great. And most of all apologizing for their stereotypes regarding the US because they have realized firsthand America is so great.
The mistake that most Europeans make when visiting the US for the first time is that they start off by visiting New York.
Well, I visited New York the first time I arrived in America, but I went to Texas after that. Best decision ever.
Las Vegas, or maybe LA
Miami,
or San Francisco.
Yeah, or LA, yeah.
But actually, if you sat down with someone from Europe and asked why they want to visit the US, it's really because they want to see the essence of American culture.
Yeah, and it's a big mistake, to be fair. I know where this guy is going. If I only end up visiting New York, I enjoyed New York, to be fair with you. But if I only end up visiting New York, I would have a completely different image in my head about the US. Very far from reality. I went to San Antonio. I also ended up visiting Austin in Texas and a couple of cities around. I'm no expert in American lifestyle. Don't get me wrong again. But I end up understanding America quite more in Texas than in New York. I felt the American culture, the Texas culture, so different there versus New York City.
And whilst those cities are the most famous and recognizable, they're pretty much the last place you're actually going to see that.
True. This is true.
Folks, the overall sentiment is that Europeans are loving the United States currently, and they believe they're...
Sorry, because here, my friends, when people think, oh, I'm going to the US, there is three, maybe four cities that they think about. Las Vegas for sure, New York for sure. I guess Miami could be one, and maybe LA, but more than that, probably no.
Dream is located in the US. That's why most of them are realizing that they need to move out of Europe, at least seek a better place in the US, build their life, build their economic well-being, and just be around a community of people who care about your well-being, who care about you, and will want to understand how you're doing, how you're faring on, compared to a cold Europe. I don't know what you think about this, folks, but I'd love to understand your perspective. Do you believe these Europeans are right by stating that the American dream is still alive and they should come and
they are right,
it?
for sure.
I'd love to understand your perspective.
Okay, my friends, now I want to watch this one. You know what? Leave me a like if I should go into this one. I saw that Noel and his father tried barbecue. Thank you, YouTube, for suggesting me this. But I'm going to save this one. My friends, leave a like, and I also react to them trying barbecue. American barbecue. My friends, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this with me. See you guys in the next one. Bye.